Real Frank.
Hello, welcome to Real Frank Rants. This episode, I would like to discuss something that's extremely frustrating at my house. Anytime it's time to eat with two toddlers. For whatever reason, they cannot sit properly during meals. It's the most frustrating, infuriating thing that we have to go through at this house of ours when it's time to eat at any time at the kitchen table. They sit down and they can't sit down properly. When they sit down, they sit crisscross on a leg, half standing, and every meal, regardless of how many times they were told before, I have to repeatedly tell them, hey, sit properly in your chair. Sit properly in your chair. Now, how can they forget that maybe 3-4 hours ago in that same chair, we had the same discussion about how they needed to sit properly in that chair at that same table for that same reason. But yet, we have to have this conversation every time. It's almost like they have zero memory, the most short-term memory I've ever seen in a human being when it comes to sitting at the table during dinner time or lunchtime or breakfast or even a snack. So I became super frustrated and I needed to document this to see if anyone else in the world is having this issue and how you handle it. Can't stand it. Drives me nuts. So here's example one. This is all in one day, all right? These photos are from one day of 3 meals of the nonsense of having the same discussion. As you can see here, my son has half his butt off the chair and half his leg in the center. And he's going to provide a huge mess. A huge mess. A mess. He knows he's going to make a mess, but yet he still sits that way. It's extremely annoying. My other child, look at, he's sitting on his foot. Who sits on their foot like, how can that be comfortable sitting on a foot like that? My circulation in my foot would fall off. It would literally fall off. And as you can see, because of the way he is sitting, there's a ton of crumbs on the floor. That's the other catch with this maneuver they do, just because they can't follow instructions. They turn the floor into a mess. A bunch of that's what they are. Pigs. Look at that floor. It's disgusting and so frustrating and infuriating, right? So you're like, oh, you'll teach the kid how to sweep and he'll sweep his mess. That's what we do. You make a mess, you can't sit right, you're going to sweep the floor. But guess what? They don't know how to sweep that well. You try and teach them and they do an awful job. And then guess what? You have to clean it up anyway. This is like a circle of the same thing that we go through every time. Look at this maneuver, sitting on both feet. Both feet here. You see both feet. And again, the pile of crumbs. The crumbs all underneath his chair. Why? Why can't you sit properly? We had this discussion a few moments ago. Look at that. You can't see too well because of our dark floor, but you can see the crumbs. How is that comfortable? There is no way that is comfortable. The other child at another meal of that day is, I don't even know what you call it. He's not even really sitting. He's sitting on his knees with his feet hanging over. And once again, we see the pile of crumbs. The mess. Again, this is the whole entire routine of each meal. Don't sit properly. Can you please sit properly? Then they sit properly. In the meantime, they've created this pile of crumbage underneath the chair that could have been totally avoided. I don't know what to do here. Cut their legs off? That's what I feel like doing. I don't know what here. Look at this. How is that comfortable? There is no way that sitting position is ideal or comfortable. Then we have this one. I don't know how his foot is not turning purple here. And you can see below, look at these Cheerios. A pile of Cheerios. If he would just sit properly, the Cheerios would stay on the table, at least most of them. But no, we have a pile of Cheerios and his foot. I don't know how he cannot think that's so painful or how he can even move his body to that position. And as you can see here, still sitting on his feet here. This is a different meal, but yet same result. Sitting on the feet. We just had this discussion 4 hours ago, and here we are again. It's so frustrating. This time he's moved his foot out, a little farther out, but he's still sitting on it. And it's just annoying. How is this? How do we fix this? How do we prevent this? Why are these people have like short-term memory? These little people. Every meal, every snack, anytime they gotta sit in that chair, they have to be reminded how to sit properly. We must say it 10 million times in our house, but yet we still have the discussion. I've even done the thing, if I have to tell you, I'm taking away your chair. I take away the chair, and guess what? There's more crumbs on the floor. And then they sweep it up. They do a crappy job sweeping it up, and then we got to sweep it up again. It is like a never-ending cycle. I don't know what to do here except vent to all of you, and maybe you have some suggestions. So if you have any feedback to how we can nip this in the butt and save us parents in the world of this epidemic of not seeing properly during meals, I would love to see your comments and read them down below in the comments section. Until next time, thanks for watching.